everybody, and welcome to Bad Big Games. I'm your host, Joseph, and today we're going to be talking about Sony in the year 2017. How did they do this year? What are they looking like for the future? We did this for Nintendo when we talked about the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo's reputation issue back a video ago, so check that out. And I felt like it's only appropriate if we do the same for Sony. So where did Sony come from this year, and where are they going to leave off the year and beyond? So let's get right into it, shall we? So for years now, Sony's been killing it. I don't think it's any question. I don't think anybody at this point is debating it. Sony has been killing it this generation. And we can, point some of the success of the PlayStation to the Xbox One's failure to launch. But even at this point, 4 years into the console generation, Sony seems like it's lost no steam whatsoever in terms of speaking to the gamer, in terms of selling those consoles. They're at, right now, 70 million consoles sold. That is a number that nobody thought was going to be possible, and Sony nailed it. So let's talk about this year in Sony. Let's first talk about the first half of Sony, and let's talk about their publishing arm. I want to give big credit to Sony and Nintendo in terms of their publishing arm, because this year, man, it showed. Sony was able to make the deals. It was able to make deals with indie developers, make deals with third-party publishers in order to get some exclusivity locked down on their consoles. And so we saw in the first 3 months alone, we saw Gravity Rush 2, Yakuza, Neo, Nier Automata, or Automatopoeia, whatever the way people like to pronounce it. We saw Horizon Zero Dawn, a game that is going to sell, at least what Sony's projecting, more than Uncharted 4, and Horizon is the first entry into the series. That's nuts. You had MLB The Show 17, you had Persona 5, you had all these games come out the first 3 months. It's ridiculous. And most of those games selling really well. Neo sold way more than projected. I remember that there was droughts in side GameStops or Best Buys to get this game. It couldn't be found because so many people wanted this game. They were hungry for a Soulsborne-like experience that's not from software. We saw it with Nier Automata. Square and Platinum both coming out and saying how much of a success this game was, and you can only get it on the PlayStation console. Persona 5, another game, Atlas, Sega, exclusive to the Sony platforms. It doing gangbusters, selling 2 million units worldwide. Again, that's amazing. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. We saw it sweep the award show, the VGAs this year, and my God, was it so deserving. That game's on the Sony platform and on PC. You can't get that on the competitor's software or hardware. So in the first year, Sony showed how powerful it can be at making deals with other platforms when their bigger developers, when their own in-house studios are busy doing something else, that Sony still has the power to wield and deal. So for the first half, my God, Sony to me, man, hit it out of the park, especially when it comes to those JRPGs that so many of you kids love. Again, coming out month after month, it's insane. But there's one game that I even forgot to mention. I can't believe I did. Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. That game is one of the top-selling games of this year. It is a Sony, at this moment, exclusive with Activision. And that game has only come out because of Sony and because of Activision working together. That is the insane thing, really, about Sony this year, is that so many people are hungry for their IP. And so let's talk about the second part of this year, right? With the Xbox One X, with the Nintendo Switch, these two pieces of hardware that are insanely popular, especially the Switch. It's selling gangbusters. With the Xbox One X, learning from, their own mistakes of launching the original Xbox One, learning from the mistakes that Sony made last year with the botched entry that was the PlayStation 4 Pro. As much as I enjoy my PlayStation 4 Pro, yeah, man, that launch was not very good. Nonetheless, though, Microsoft learned from those things. They went to other media sites to show people the true power of the Xbox One X, and it blew my expectations out of the water in terms of sales. I did not think this was going to move the pendulum one way or the other. I thought that the Xbox One X was a failure waiting to happen. It was an uphill battle from the start, and Microsoft proved me wrong. Microsoft showed that no, this isn't an uphill battle. No, this thing is wanted. People want power, and it really invigorated the base that is Microsoft. And so when I saw pre-orders just start selling out of this machine, I was actually really surprised. And heading into November, I was like, well, you know what? I think Sony's going to kill it this month, but I think this is Microsoft's. I think this is either Nintendo's or Microsoft's to lose, really. Microsoft's coming out with this new piece of hardware. It's insanely popular within its fan base. Those Black Friday deals are going to happen for the One S. Those are going to be insane. And that the Switch is insanely popular. It's going to be that number one piece of tech everybody has to have this holiday season. And guess what? Sony not only had its best Black Friday it's ever had, it took the month of November. That's right. Though the Xbox did its best, and I mean its best, I need to applaud Microsoft here. For literally every sale Sony had, Microsoft matched it and then some. Microsoft saw, PlayStation 4 is going to be $199. Let's make ours $180 with a game with 3 months of live, right? They saw every single opportunity, and they came in and either matched it or then exceeded it. And still, Sony came out ahead. Without any new hardware, without anything too exciting, things like the PlayStation 4 Pro, the PlayStation 4 flew off the shelves. And that is the craziest thing in the month of November, because I would have thought it was definitely the Switches or the Xbox One X, especially when you're launching a new piece of hardware in that month. It shows the power of PlayStation is still really strong. And what I mentioned earlier on in this video, closing out the year by announcing that you have sold over 70 million consoles worldwide. Let's put that into perspective here. 70 million units. That is then, if you bring the Xbox 360 and PS3 into this conversation, in their lifetime, they sold over around 83 million units. There is no doubt about it. In year 5 of the PlayStation 4's existence, it will have outsold the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, probably by a handsome margin as well. That is nuts, everyone. That's crazy. Because when you look at 2012 and you looked at 2013, you saw all these BS articles, all these BS videos going, is this the last, generation? Is console gaming dead? The mobile market is growing. The mobile is the future. People just want to plug in their phones into their TVs. You saw so many of those videos and BS articles, and Sony proved them wrong. Single-handedly proved them wrong. The PlayStation 4 might not be the top-selling console of all time like the PlayStation 2 is, but definitely in a monetary standpoint, if that's even a word, money-wise, it's definitely made Sony a viable company again. PlayStation, this division, has lifted up a corporation from the teeters of bankruptcy into a somewhat healthy company again, is amazing. And it's all thanks to this PlayStation 4. And so when we look into the future of 2018 and beyond, we got God of War, we got Detroit, we got an exclusive Spider-Man game. We have Days Gone. All right, you got me there. You got Shadow of the Colossi. Yeah, I call it Colossi. We have The Last of Us. We have Ghost of Tsushima. We have Dreams. Okay, you got me there too. But nonetheless, we have these games that people are really excited for the most part. Last of Us 2 steals the show and steals the conversation every single time we see a little ounce of it. Every time we see a little ounce or maybe a snippet or maybe a spoiler of Bloodborne 2 out in the open somewhere, people lose their mind. People are really excited for Sony this generation and especially this year, and it's exciting. My love for Sony has only continued and grown. That's why, starting in August or July, I started the PlayStation podcast because after playing Horizon, I needed to talk about this game. I needed to talk about my love for this company that in the beginning, if I was a 17-year-old kid, I would have told you that, ugh, PlayStation sucks, Microsoft's the way to go. And to see this company totally change course it's so fantastic. And to just see that at the end of the day, how good this means for all of us, this means that there's another generation. This means all the naysaying bullcrap about console gaming going away anytime soon is bullcrap. Seeing the PlayStation VR say, hey, we've sold over 2 million units worldwide. That's awesome. Seeing Sony still stand behind this console, or this, I don't even know what you call it, headset, this experience, VR, is really, really awesome. And so when I look at the future of Sony, I look at a bright one, and I look at a bright future for gaming because Nintendo and Sony are doing so well. So with that said, enough circle jerk hour for me. I want to know what you guys thought of the PlayStation 4 this year. Did it deliver for you? Did it not? Let me know in the comment section down below. But most of all, I want you to tell me how you thought of the Xbox this year. Have they delivered? Are they turning the ship around? Because I am making another Xbox video of a 2017 report card for them that I'm doing right after. I'm actually writing it down as we speak. So your input would be totally awesome that I can use in my next video for the Xbox. So let me know what you guys thought down below. And with that all said, and with that all out of the way, I gotta also thank you guys for coming out and messaging me going, guys, Joseph, your content the past month and a half has been fantastic. And I have to say, thank you so much for the compliments. And it's really not, I would like to say, it's all because of me, but it's also the people that I surround myself with. Sean Capri, Bobby Pauls, Toby, these guys are fantastic. We're part of the Make Us Better community, and it's because of these people that make us better. So go click the description down there. We have a link to the Patreon and Discord of Make Us Better. And with all that self-promotion out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you and have a great one.